Hi everyone, good morning and good evening to Dynamics 365 Global Community webinar. So I'll just talk about a little bit about DGC or Dynamics 365 Global Community. So we started this community a couple of months back with the intention of just creating a network of Dynamics 365 consultant from Dynamics CRM Dynamics 365 and every other technology which is related to Dynamics 365. So the intention that we have here is just make a platform where Dynamics 365 consultant and then professionals as well as the partners can interact each other and also share the knowledge. So we are very successful in that. So as part of the activities of DGC, we have been conducting webinars on every 2 weeks, mostly on the second and fourth Wednesday of every month. Successfully, and we have been successfully conducting other activities as well. And now we're just building communities in every city so that we can just conduct physical events as well in these communities. Also, we need help from professionals as well as expert in this domain who like to share their knowledge as on this domain, etc. So we have set up a website with the URL d365globalcommunity.com. So where we even have set up a forum at a limited level, so where people can just share their knowledge as well as they can just what do you say, they can just learn about Dynamics and related technology. So we have conducted a couple of webinars in the past on different technologies like LinkedIn Sales Navigator for Dynamics 5, the security concept of Dynamics 5 as well as SharePoint, and also we talk about Flow, Microsoft Flow, along with Dynamics 5 Power Platform. I'm sorry, Microsoft Power Platform. So these are some of the webinars we have conducted in the past, and we have and we will be conducting many more sections on the upcoming technologies on Dynamics 5. I request everyone to please mute your lines. Okay, so when you join the webinar, by default, your line will be on. So I request you to make sure you are muted. And towards the end of this section, you will definitely get a time to just ask your questions. And if you have a question, definitely you can just put it in the chat so that we can take that and we will present that as well. Okay, so I was just giving an introduction about DGC, Dynamics 365 Global Community. And we also have a YouTube channel where we'll be sharing the recordings of each of these webinars. So this section is also being recorded. So that's why we are requesting you to be silent while we're presenting. So we will be giving the recording of this session also on the YouTube channel from DGC, which you can just subscribe as well as you can watch and share. And then we are planning so much things in terms of the community. We are trying to bring in more of the expert into the domain and then share knowledge as well as building communities in different cities and etc. So yeah, everyone who are interested to be part of it, you are most welcome. And so it's all about a non-profit group of people who are very enthusiastic about learning new technology and then building a community around it. Okay, so and today's session is from Sudeep Chakravarti. Is a Dynamics 5 expert, solution expert. So we'll be presenting on the topic working with the Dynamics 5 portals. That's one of the interesting topic of this time, and we are going to have a couple more sections on the same topic, hopefully. So yeah, so he'll be talking about an introduction to Dynamics 5 portal. What are the different types of portal we have, as well as how we can just set up the portal with Dynamics 5. Okay, so hopefully it will be a very useful and knowledgeable session for all of us. So over to you, Sudeep.
Thank you, Firoz. Thank you very much for the introduction. Good morning and good evening, folks. Thank you for joining this session. I am Sudeep Chakravarti, and today I'll be talking about portals for Dynamics 365, which is an out-of-box portal solution provided by Microsoft. Being said that, let me share my screen.
Sudeep, before you start, let me just give you a housekeeping tip. So I request everyone to just mute your lines, please. And towards the end of the session is total of 45 minutes. So towards the end of the section, we'll give you 10 minutes to ask the question. And if you have any questions before that, you can just put it in the chat. We'll take them towards the end of the session. And towards the end of this, definitely you can just ask directly when the time permits. Okay, thank you.
I hope everybody can see my screen.
Yeah, Sudeep.
All right. So, as I said, we are going to talk about portals for Dynamics 365, which is a out-of-box portal solution provided by Microsoft. And because portals for Dynamics 365 is a big topic, and it is simply not possible to cover everything in one session, so we will cover it in 2 sessions or maybe 3. And today's session is focused on portal introduction, types of portals and their features, provisioning, and administer a portal. In our next session, we will cover the architecture, login mechanism, authentication, user profile management, web forms, and branding the portal. And towards the end of session, as Firoz said, we will have few minutes to answer any questions if you have. And if I cannot answer any query right away, I will work on it offline and provide the answer. So before I start, a brief introduction about me. I have around 15 years of progressive experience in entire software development lifecycle using Microsoft technologies, with close to 11 years of Microsoft Dynamics focused experience, I would say. And I'm pretty much living and breathing Dynamics CRM since 2008. And I have worked on different versions of Dynamics, like 4.0 and currently on 365. So let's get started then. So basically the first question is, what is portal for Dynamics 365? So so Dynamics 365 portal provides your audience. When I say audience means they are direct users. That is what I mean by audience. So they are direct users of your website, and it provides an online location and to communicate and collaborate with your Dynamics 365 customer engagement environment. And as we know that for a user to view CRM data or to manipulate CRM data, the user must be a licensed user, whether it is a full customer engagement license or a simple team license, but it requires at least a license to view or manipulate the CRM data. So with the Dynamics 365 portal, it provides an entrance or a doorway to non-licensed Dynamics 365 users, and they can go through the portal and basically view, edit, add, delete the Dynamics 365 customer engagement data as determined the portal developer. When I say portal developer means, they basically assign the security profile to the users. So depending on the privileges, they can take an action on the record, which is sitting in the Dynamics 365 database. And depending on the audience, as I said, the direct users. So basically, the portal, the development of the portal is geared towards, or if it is focused towards the customer or your audience or your business partner or even the internal team member, or which is like an employee. So basically with portals, we allow the audience to get support if there is an issue, to share knowledge guides. We also collaborate with communities. They suggest some new ideas, learn more about the product and services that you are offering. So that's why we need the portal. And for portals for Dynamics 365 as a company, and from benefits point of view, there will be, so if we have to see, then what is the benefit from a company point of view. So we can see that there is no new hardware to procure, like no certificates to install or web servers to provision, and in few clicks, basically a new integrated web presence, your company's web presence is ready to go online. And if the company have a Dynamics 365 enterprise subscription already, then they are most likely to have at least one Dynamics 365 portal license already. So being said that, let's talk about the capabilities of portal. So the portal, the Dynamics 365 portal, which is offered by Microsoft, is basically nothing. It's a light content management systems, which is basically entirely sits on Dynamics 365 data source. This portal basically extends the Dynamics CRM data and display information from various sources. When I say various sources, means various entities, in one place on the web for external customers and partners. Because security is a big security is a big deal, always in the COTS packages. So this is fully it is fully secured because of the user security profile. So the information or the data that user is trying to access, it based on their security profile assigned. And another part is basically, when we are using portals, we are basically giving the access to anybody who can connect from anywhere, and they can see the data in real time. So basically, it is giving the same information, the data that your organization is operating on. This portal for Dynamics 365 is only available on Dynamics 365 Cloud only. Back in the day, there was a portal that was available, and it was released one time only for on-premises development of the portals. This portal is hosted on Azure within the framework of Dynamics 365. Portal is always tied to one single Dynamics 365 instance and only have access to the data that is residing in that instance. Portal do not own or store any data. Portal, so basically there is a capability which is called page views. So that is basically capped to 1 million per month view for free. And after that, you can buy additional page view levels, which is 500,000 increments. It's for $50 per 500,000 increments. And basically, this portal basically caters the customer engagement scenarios. So, for example, if you want to grant access to the form for users to submit ideas or product updates, submit support cases or orders, or view the submitted information. It could be as simple enough like register for programs or events. And so another example could be like, your users or your users to see the invoices or pay bills. So those are the scenarios where the portal comes handy. So let's talk about the portal solution that is available from Microsoft. So there are four types of basically there are three types of audiences, and that audience type basically drives portal types. So there are four, as I said, there are three types of audiences. Sorry, give me a second. Okay, for that I have to go and show you the portal types from here. All right, so if you see, we'll come back to that screen later, but I wanted to explain that the portal types that is available. The first one is called base portal, if you see here, and this portal is nothing but it has just some configuration to get started, and base portal can be used once you want to develop something on your own. So this is called base portal. And there is another one called community portal, which, as it states, it's a portal for the community. And basically organization can publish articles. So the examples could be like organization can publish articles to customers, customer can post messages on the forum, something like that. And then we will come back to custom portal in a minute. And there is another one is called customer self-service. This is the portal that that is widely used, and this is the portal that we are also going to configure today. And this portal is basically, when we install this portal, basically customer get an option to report issues, incident case regarding a product or service directly via portal. And there is one more. So there is 4 more types of portal, which is employee self-service portal. So this portal is basically internal used only by the employees, and it requires a Dynamics 365 license. And employee self-service module, I believe, is built on basically Microsoft Dynamics 365 for talent. That basically helps employees to improve their productivity. So a couple of examples is like time tracking and absence management, displaying the remaining leave, travel expenses, or download some forms and employee information. So that's what is used for. And there is a partner portal, another one. So this is also like employee self-service, but it is for the company's partner, and they can access the company's data without understanding the CRM. They don't have to understand the CRM, and this is also requires CRM license. So basically, partners can post messages on the forum and have discussions. Organization can publish articles to the partners. Partner can register, and partner. So sometimes there is an approval and rejection kind of a workflow is required. So there is a capability for that type of thing. And there are 2 more new portal introduced, which is called field service portal, which is also a partner portal type. And there is another one is called project service automation portal, that is again partner portal type. So the field service is basically customer can view all the service delivery agreements that is created in the CRM, and they can view, create, edit the account specific assets. And the project service automation portal is basically the customer and partners can view the projects using the portal. Customer can view the active and closed projects related to the organization. So all the project specific resources will be visible to partners and the customers from this portal. Let me go back to the slide. All right. So we talked about portals and solutions and their features. So next thing is basically how to provision a portal. So for that, so basically, first of all, you have to be Office 365 administrator. You have to be that account. You need that account or that license. And to set up a portal, you have to basically go to office.com. So I already have that here. I can pull it up here. So if you go to office.com, you can see if your organization already have Dynamics 365, you will see the instances over there. So you have to click, either you can click from here or you can click from here. Both will take you to this admin center. And if you're using the preview, the new preview admin center, you have to go and click on all admin centers, and then you will see the Dynamics 365 listed here. And when you click on this, it will take you to this page where you can see the instances. So let me go back and show you that. So you see that I have one instance only in this in my Dynamics 365. I have only one instance, and when you click on this blue label pencil, which is called solutions, you have to click there, and that will bring you to the solutions. And as I said, depending on your audience, you are basically creating a portal. So for this session, we are going to install the customer service portal, which I will show you here, which is already installed. If you see, it is already installed. So I have already installed, and basically it takes quite some time to install it. So that's why I have the screenshot to show you step by step, and I already have installed it. So basically, when you click, so it will, when it was not installed, you will see the status called not installed, and so you will see a blue pencil, like like this icon, and you have to install it, and then the screens will look like this. So when you click on install, it basically it prompts up terms and condition. You just accept it, and it will start installing for you. Once it is installed, you will see the status change to installed, and it takes around 15 to 20 minutes, as I said. Now you have to verify. Now you can go to your CRM, and you will see in the solutions, in your solutions, you will see there are a couple of managed solutions that gets installed in your CRM, and you will see here, if you can see my screen, you will see there are a bunch of managed solutions are installed that is required for the customer self-service portal. So that basically covers up the CRM piece of the solutions. Now we have to basically configure the portal itself. And when the installation is also complete, if you go to your Dynamics 365 organization, you will see on the navigation that there is a portal tile appears, and you will find the website, content, security, and other things which comes with that installation. Now, once that is installed, let's go back to the once the solution is imported to the organization, we have to now install the application. So let's go back to the application. So for applications, you have to go to the application. I believe I've already opened here, yeah, like this, and then you have to basically configure the portal from here. So when it was not configured, it will show the status as not configured, and then you have to basically click on manage, and then it brings this particular screen. And let me go back and show you how it looks. So before configuring, this is how the screen looks. You have to provide the name, the type of the portal, whether it is a production, UAT, sandbox, development type, and what is the status of this type of the portal. And then you have to give the URL, which should be unique, and this is basically a subdomain under the Microsoft crmportals.com. And if you see the green tick, when you type in, and if there is a domain available, subdomain available, that name, it basically confirms that that name is available under this domain, and then that becomes your URL. And then basically it asks you to select the Dynamics 365 instance. Well, you could have multiple instances. So basically you have to, as I said, it is tied to one single instance. So you have to basically tie up with one of the Dynamics 365 instances that you have. And the portal language, again, if you have multiple languages in your Dynamics 365 installation, then you can see for by default it is LCID is 1023 or 1033, which is basically English. And then you have to select the portal administrator. So all the administrator who are in that instance who are administrator, that will be listed here. So you can select only one. And as I said, the portal audience that we already talked about, whether you are creating a customer type portal or an employee or partner, or depending on what radio button you're selecting, the portal type that will be basically displayed here. And then you have to deploy, and then you have to basically select that, and then you can submit the request. So when you submit the request, it again takes sometimes 2 hours. Also for me, it took 2 hours to configure to have the portal available for me. So once that is available, then this is how the screen is going to look like. You will see the name that you have provided, and once it is already configured, this particular page is only for information level. I mean, it is only for informational. You cannot change any data here. So except the portal state, we will talk about that in a few minutes. So basically, it gives you the application ID, and it creates the portal URL for you. And this change portal state is basically nothing. It's basically in the good old days that when we have our web server, where we have the IS web server, where we basically can stop the websites. So basically, this is the same thing, which is basically IS stop. It basically stops the portal from for access. And let's go back to my system, and I will show you how once it is configured, how it is going to look like. So as you see, this is now configured, and we have not branded it yet. So most of the functionalities, the best part is most of the functionalities are already built. So for example, home, knowledge base, if you have anything in the CRM, that will be displayed here. Sign in, so we do not have to build anything. Those screens and the functionalities are already built. So in the next session, we are going to see how to brand and how to create how to do the registration and how to create a user security profile. So then we will revisit this piece again. So now let's go back to the next slide. So once the portal is configured, the next part is basically maintaining it. So that is called administering a portal. And the first thing that you should know, that to manage an existing portal, you must be assigned with one of the following roles. One, either you have to be a global administrator, or you have to be a customer engagement service administrator, or the system administrator that has been selected during the provision of the Dynamics 365 portal creation. And you also have to understand that what are the browsers are supported from this portal. So for example, for Windows, we have Chrome, we have Mozilla, we have IE, and we have Edge, but Safari is not supported, which is installed in the Windows operating system. And we have a couple of mobile device browsers also. As you can see, that most of the browsers, this Android and iOS, most of them have they have the capability to install different type of browsers. So here are the list of the browsers that are supported in mobile devices. So so if you have to administer the portal, so you have to go to the Dynamics 365 Administration Center page and select the Application tab, and you will see once the portal is configured, you will see on the left hand side like this on this page. Let me show you also. Yeah. Yeah. So you will see the portal details and the actions that you can take on the existing portal, and there are a couple of things. And if you are using a trial instance, you might not see the custom domain and SSL and managed SSL certificate because it's a production type. So these two actions are coming in here. So yeah, so as you see, the portal details is basically this has some basic information and very important information, which is like the URL, which is the URL of your portal, and then a couple of actions that you can take, which is I said like change portal state and other things. Then portal actions. If you see, there is portal actions here. This is the list of actions that you can take, like logging, error handling, tracing, restarting, resetting, other things. So let me go to the next slide. So when you click on that portal actions, you will see there are a couple of tiled menus are here, and we'll talk about few of them because I wanted to talk about few of the items because those are the frequent tasks as a portal administrator has to do from my experience. So the first one is basically change portal status from the previous screen that we said that I already explained before, that it is nothing but it's basically stopping and starting the IS website. There is something called restart and reset portal. So that is sometimes confusing. So let me elaborate these two pieces. So restart is basically, it does nothing. It basically reboots the Azure web application that is hosted in the, it basically restarts the portal, which is hosted in the Azure, And so basically, if you have any problem where the solution is most typically sometimes rebooting the server. So this is basically where you click the button, and let me give an example. So before, we use this button all the time to deal with the caching issues, the server-side caching. But now Microsoft has already provided the clear cache button, so we do not have to deal with it. But before, most of the times, if there is a issue, so the typical choice is to basically reboot the server, and that's how we did it by clicking the restart button from here. And the reset portal is basically so as we understand that portal as a website is on the web server, and it is using the Dynamics 365 database. So resetting a portal is going to delete the web server, but does not touch the database, but will delete all the hosted resources associated with this portal. And once the reset operation is finished, the portal URL will not be accessible anymore. And then you have to basically provision the portal again, like redeploying the website on the web server with the exact same website code pointed to the exact same database. So I wanted to clear this up because this is sometimes confusing. There is a couple of other important menus that we, as an administrator, we always do that. So one is basically this enable maintenance mode and view the disable customer error logs. So if you remember the ASP.NET web pages, we have, let me go back and show you. So we have the yellow screen where we pass the custom error messages. So to have a nice error screen, we basically create a custom error messages. But to resolve, sometimes we have to take that off so that we can see the yellow screen and basically see what is the issue that stack. So these are the two mechanisms that you use for disabling the custom errors. And there are a couple of so once the portal is already provisioned and ready for use, from here you can change the base URL. If you want to change the URL, you can change the URL from here. And another thing is basically I wanted to talk about, which is not in this slide. Basically, as you have seen here, so we have while we are installing that, you must have seen some version number of the portal that you are installing. But Microsoft is always adding features to the portals. So how you can basically upgrade a solution which is available, and you can basically deploy the CRM deployment to your CRM deployment. So to show that, I have to go to here, and I will show from here. Right. So if you see, there is so basically to upgrade the portal solution, there are a couple of steps that needs to be completed. First, you have to navigate to the Dynamics 365 admin center, with of course with the administrative privilege. Then basically you have to go to the instance where the portal is hosted. For me, this is the instance, so I have to go to this instance, and then I can see the solution here. So when I click on the solutions, you will see the manage your solutions, and then basically select the solution package that was previously deployed. So for me, it is this one. But I do not see anything called upgrade available, just like this one. I do not see anything. But if there is an upgrade available, then it will show that the upgrade available. And basically you do not have to do anything. You just click on that upgrade button, like for this solution. The same thing, if it is available here, you can click on that upgrade button, and it will basically start upgrading, and the solution will change to installation pending, followed by the installed. And when the upgrade process is complete, it basically says installed. So that is how we apply just like the roll-ups that we apply in Dynamics 365. This is how we apply the upgrade to the solutions from here for the portals. And let me go back to my slide. So we talked about the portal actions. Another important piece from an administrator point of view is basically to see if there is an issue. We have to basically check. So Microsoft provide a portal checker, which basically gives you it's a self-service diagnostic tool for the portal administrator. And when you click on that, when you click and when the portal checker is complete, it gives you a result in a grid view, just like this, and it has 3 columns called issues, categories, and results. So the issues is basically the high level or top level issue by the customer. For example, performance issue, you can see they are listed here. Category is basically displays the top level area where the issue can be categorized, whether it is I mean a startup issue or some other kind of issues, or cache invalidation issues. and the results is basically says that whether it is a for me it is all pass, but sometimes it gives you error and warning, and you can always refresh the results from here. So from an administrating point of view, this is also important piece of action that you have most of the administrators have to take. And by that I conclude my presentation, and if you guys have any question.
Okay, so guys, if you have any questions, you can just open up your mic and then you can please ask away. So we have a limited time for the question answer section, so you can please make use of it, and also you can just enter your questions in the chat.
Hey Sadiq, this is Prabhu. Thanks for the session. So for the portal checker, right? So in case if something is failed or warning, so how do we troubleshoot that? Hello.
Sorry guys, I was on mute. Actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what I was asking, so on the portal checker, right? If one of the component I'm having an issue, right? So how do we troubleshoot that?
I haven't gone through that yet, because I have not seen any error. As I was showing you that all the things are passed for me. I never had to basically, I only had to troubleshoot one time. One is basically the cache invalidation. Those are the only things that I've done. And that is basically gives me the error when there is a cache invalidation. And there are two ways to do the cache invalidation for the troubleshooting point of view. I can tell you that. One is basically Microsoft already provided the cache clear cache button. And the trick is basically you have to go to the URL that you have hosted. So for example, for me, the URL is
URL is that's only for the admin, right? For normal users, they can't go to that URL.
No, they can do. For normal users, they can. So basically, for clearing caching, I was just telling that the trick is basically you put here you have to put the let me show you this the URL which is called _services and /about. When you click on that, I am not clicking that because it's going to give the couple of org ID and everything. So when you click on that, you will see a button called clear cache towards the bottom, and you can clear that. And another way to troubleshoot the clear cache is basically there is a tracing and tracking in the entity level. If you click on that, that basically also clears the cache sometime. But that is only available to the administrators.
Okay. So even _service, right? If you are not a portal admin, if you have a normal role, web role, right? Would you be able to do that?
No, you will not be. You have to log in as a, those are the three roles that I explained. Either you have to be a global administrator, you have to be system administrator who basically configured the portal at the time, then all you can see that.
Okay. And one more question I have is the portal state change, right? Say, for example, say I have only one portal for dev, right? But I have enabled customer service and employee portal, right? I can switch the state, right? So, say, for example, whenever there is a change on the employee portal, I can change the state to employee portal and access the employee portal. And when I need to switch back to customer service, I can go and change. Will that work, or do we need to change the state and restart the portal?
I mean, Sudeep, can I add to that one?
Yeah. I understand your question, but not fully. But you can, yes, you can answer that.
Yeah, so Prabhu, you're talking about resetting the portal from one form to another. Is that what you're asking?
No. What I'm asking, say, not everybody will afford 3-4 portal, right?
Yeah.
Pointing to one instance, right? So Having one portal, but whenever I need, I can switch back to customer service portal to employee portal or employee portal to customer service portal, right?
We practically cannot do that one. So once you just configure that one, so like Sudeep has explained, so we have an option to reset the portal. Okay, so then you can just set up the other type. So it is not practically possible to have 2 or 3 different types of portal configured, then you switch between the solutions. That is not possible.
Yeah, so
okay.
as I said that if you see this screen, this is the production screen right now. So I have already configured the audience to customer. I cannot change this. I can only change the binding if there is one more. But this is again one single portal tied to one instance. Okay,
but I can reset the instance and enable for another type of portal.
Yeah, so basically reset is basically going to clear the portal, but the managed solution that is in the D365 that resides, it's not going to touch that, because solutions basically creates the entities, and entities basically holds the data. So it is not going to drop that solution, it is going to drop the whole portal. So you have to basically, again, yes, you can reset that, and you have to configure the portal again to the same instance, and that's how you can recreate the recreated. I mean, the type of the portal.
So reset, and we can repurpose for any type of portal.
Right.
Okay.
Now, will resetting it also remove their security options as well, or will it just be the layout?
Security options? I don't understand that.
Meaning that, okay, let's say you give an access to external customer. So when you're resetting a portal, so will it kind of eliminate what type of record they can see on the portal?
No, so those are maintained inside the Dynamics 365. It is not going to touch anything inside the Dynamics 365.
Got it.
So all the metadata and the contact and its related roles are going to stay as is, right?
I believe so, yes. I believe so, but I'm not 100% sure, but I can give you the answer offline to that.
And another question, maybe you may or may not have the answer, but that's fine. So let's say if I want to utilize Portal for project automation, where external parties could update their portion of the project, is that possible?
I think that is possible because that is the purpose of the project service automation, where customer and partner both can share both the resources are available, are visible to both partners and customers. But
can I add to that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, so basically you can just install a portal, a partner portal solution that is acting as a base solution, and on the top of that you can just install the project service automation add-on, so that it will just help you just to have a functionality related to project service automation. The same way we can also install for field services as well. So basically you just need to have the partner solution installed, then you can just install these add-ons.
Thank you.
But marketing works a bit different, right? So when you install marketing, so marketing where you can subscribe the portal as part of the marketing installation, right? But for project service and automation, field service, little different, right? It doesn't configure the portal as part of the solution import or the enablement.
So marketing is not very related to the portal solution. So when you talk about the different types of portal that we have and for different categories of audience, etc., we don't have anything related to marketing.
Yeah, so marketing, what happens, right? Recently, they have an event management portal. Every marketing solutions comes with the event management portal.
Okay.
So what is expecting? So your tenant should have one portal, non-configured portal should be available. Okay. So as a part of marketing installation solution, right? At one stage, it will ask you, okay, so do you want to configure the portal? If you say yes, right, so there is an unconfigured portal is available. You can give the portal URL, then that will be converted as a event portal.
Correct. So that is the custom portal that you have without having any specific functionality. On the top of that, event functionality, etc., you can just build. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, yeah, that's what I'm referring. So I'm just asking.
Uh-huh.
It may not be the same process for project service automation and the field service, right? So as part of solution import, it won't give you an option to enable the portal. Maybe you have to enable the portal much before, and just do like how you do for employee portal, right? The portal solution will be installed, but you have to customize your metadata and
so we
change
basically have,
according.
yeah, you basically have 4 types of portal, like employees portal, customer portal, and that partner portal, and then you have the custom portal. So the custom portal is one without having any specific functionality that you have specific to any of these categories. So once you install that, then you can just customize your own. Either you can just take this functionality from other types of portal. For example, if you need a few functionality from the partner portal, you can take that, and then you can switch that into the custom portal. Or you can just start with any of the specific one for the specific need, like the customer portal or partner portal or employee service, self-service portal, etc. But I mean, if I talk about the marketing part, I'm not too sure if you have a kind of portal which you can just install, then you can just configure it for marketing purpose. But I think you're talking about the custom portal, which is generic. Then you can just build the functionality. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello, Sudeep. Is there any way to configure on-premise for portal?
Until you convince Microsoft to give you the ADS license, there is a so it's already available on Microsoft website, where you can basically pull down the portal code for the on-premises, and this is one-time release only. They already finished. They already taken out the support for the on-premises portal development. So yes, it is already available for one-time release.
There won't be any enhancements or support for the on-premise portal?
No, they don't.
Okay.
And also there is another portal community is managing, right? So that also you can try it out. But on-premise, there's ideally speaking, there's no portal, right? So whatever is there, you have to take it at a risk. There won't be any support or maintenance done on those portals. Or what we can do, or you can go for the other third parties, right, who deliver or provide the portal services, right? You can take that up.
Yeah, so for on-premises, basically, I have developed like 5 or 6 portals. I can talk about it, but this was whole solution for the online. But to give you an idea, you can create a simple ASP.NET website, and you can basically use the org services, and the org services basically runs. You can basically create a service license, a service account, which will be basically nothing. It's a AD user, and that will be acting as a service account, and that ASP.NET website will be in the app pool, will be running under this license AD user. So any request that is coming from that particular portal will be getting into CRM, either whatever the privilege that you give to that license, it will be insert the record or delete or edit the record, and you will see that it is modified by that service license service account user.
Right. So this is through a custom development, right? So there is an option.
Pure custom development, yes.
Right. So there are third-party services who are already provide a similar portal integration what Microsoft offers, right? So their portal metadata is going to reside within CRM, just like the portal, right? And it will be like more of a vendor-hosted service. So currently, how CRM portal hosted in Azure, right, as an app service. So in that, it will be hosted on a separate vendor cloud.
So when you say metadata is basically in your custom development, you can also do that. You can basically use the CRM, the service util, and basically get all the metadata of the entity base from your instance, and you can put it in your solution in ASP.NET and refer it as a class, and basically you will have all the metadata residing in your solution. I mean, in your product solution, and then basically you can build on top of it.
Yeah. So I was referring to just like how the portal entities, right? Websites. So
Right.
those entities, it comes for the on-premise, right? I'm not referring to the early bound classes. I'm referring to the list of entities when you enable portal online, right? So how do you see the portal solutions? Similarly, the third-party services, they provide the same way, right? They import a similar solution, but only thing, the portal will be hosted on their cloud structure.
Correct.
But when we are doing custom development, all the records that will be created or modified will be through that service account. So created by or modified by will be shown as that service account only.
Right.
There are no more questions. Okay, guys. So thanks a lot for joining for this webinar, and thanks Sudeep for this wonderful session. It was quite knowledgeable to all of you. And then we'll also be having 1 or 2 more sessions on the portal topic. So we'll be updating you about these new sessions from our DGC LinkedIn page, which you can just access from here. You can just directly, I don't know if you can just see my screen. I will quickly share my screen. Sudeep, if you can just so here, this is the DGC LinkedIn page, where you can subscribe once you just follow us. So we'll be updating about all the webinars that you give here, and the recording of all our webinars will be on DGC YouTube channel also. So you please subscribe on that, so you'll be notified. Also, we'll be just publishing about the new events through our WhatsApp group and the website, etc. Okay. So thanks everyone once again for joining. A great day, great night. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for your time, Chris.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.